Alright guys, I'm back. I was making sure it didn't save those videos because I'm retrying all of these videos. But I came in from the truck. I went and got my dog. I went and took him out. And I brought him in. But it's hard knowing your dad's going through chemo and radiation at the same time. He actually is going through those two at the same time, and I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about it, and it ain't easy. So I'll need some moral support from you guys. In the comments on this video, I'll read them and take your advice. But I actually want to thank you for being viewers of my vlogs and all that. And I actually am waiting on my dad to get home. I'm already home. I'm waiting on him to get home so we can do the antifreeze in the trailer. And what else is there? Well, he's basically going to do that himself, but I've got to pick up the slack around here now because he's going to go through chemo once a week. He's going to go through radiation for 10 days. And, well, it's hard. Give me a minute. Sorry if you experience a brief 2, maybe 3 seconds of darkness there. Trying to keep my positive attitude so I can get it done. So he can have my positivity and your positivity to help him out. But I am going to ask you guys for one thing for my dad. I am a religious guy, and I try not bring religion into my videos though, but I am religious. I am Christian. I wish you guys and gals, I wish you would keep my father in your prayers. Would you please keep him in your prayers for when he goes through chemo and radiation? Could you guys please keep him in your prayers for that? And what I really want you guys to know is that I appreciate it if you guys send me comments saying like that I'm a great guy and all that. I appreciate those. But I also would like to hear what you said to God about my father. Because my dad, he is a good man. He's a World War II veteran he's also a Cold War veteran from Germany. He almost had to go to Cuba to stop the missile crisis. The Cuban Missile Crisis. If any of you remember that, I'm not implying that some of you don't know what the Cuban Missile Crisis is. It's in the United States history. I understand that. But to all the Cold War veterans and the World War II veterans that almost had to go to Cuba to stop that missile crisis, I want you to educate your kids. I want you to understand. I want your kids to understand that you guys have been on this earth for a very long time, maybe even longer. Okay? I want them to realize that you guys are the most important part of the United States history, of the USA. Because if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be alive right now. If you guys didn't do what you did, we would be gone. we wouldn't have been born at all. So I actually want to thank the people who were in World War I, the attack on Pearl Harbor, World War II, and the Cuban Missile Crisis. I want to thank the people from those 4 things. I want to thank you guys, because you're part of what makes this country great. You, all the people that watch these videos, including the elderly that watch these videos, if you're from World War I, Pearl Harbor, World War II, the Cuban Missile Crisis, I want to thank you all for that. And even if you're just an MP, if you were just an MP, I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for your service. I know Veterans Day was like a few months ago, but still, it's right to thank the people that made this country great. Even the people in the Vietnam War. I want to thank you all the soldiers that have fought for our freedom. I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for doing what you did in a time of need. Thank you. 1 minute, guys. Oh, God. Oh. Seriously, though. All the World War I, Pearl Harbor, World War II, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Vietnam War. The people from those 5 things, I want to thank you for that. For everything you have done for our great nation. I want to thank you for that. And your kids and grandkids may not understand why I'm doing this. But if you explain it to them, I'm sure they'll get it. Basically, what I'm saying is thank you to every veteran in the world that you are part of what makes this country great. I have actually been to the mobile Vietnam War wall. I have been to that wall. Now, you young kids, I understand you probably haven't been, or you have. But if you go to the mobile Vietnam War wall, you will see the names of many great men that fought and died in that war. And even veterans that have died now. But if you do go to that wall, you young kids, here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand straight up and down and give that wall a salute. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. God. What I want you guys to do, the young ones, what I want you to do is I want you to stand right straight up and down towards that wall and give it a salute. Because all those men and women that died were good men and women. They were good men and women that died in a horrific war that no one will ever forget. And if you do forget, just visit that wall and you will remember why I said to give that wall a salute. There's a permanent one in Washington, D.C. you can go to if you want to go to Washington, D.C. to salute it, to salute the people that did all of that, that fought in that horrific war. But there's also a mobile one that goes around to all the states of the U.S. What I want you guys to do is if that, oh god, I'm getting teary eyed here. If that wall ever comes to your state, I want you to go to it and give that wall, give those men and women the send off they deserve. I want you to understand why those men and women died. I want your grandparents to tell you the stories of what war was like. My dad told me what it was like to be an MP in Germany during the horrific times. I'm trying to be positive about this. There's really no way to be positive about it, but I want your parents to tell you, and I want your grandparents to tell you, if they've ever been in any kind of war, I want them to tell you that they fought and served for their country because they were called to. And we wouldn't be alive today if they hadn't have done what they have done. Such as my dad. He fought and, well, he didn't fight. He was an MP in Germany. He was a expert at the pistols. But what had happened is one day when him and some friends were out on patrol, they actually came to a crossroads where they were escorting tanks through the town, and this guy came flying by. Oh god, I got teared up there for a minute, guys. I try and stay positive about this, but as they were escorting tanks through the town, what happened was a German was driving down the opposite side of the road, and, well, what do you think happened? My dad said, "Halt, halt." The guy didn't stop, and he pulled out his M4, I believe he said it was. He pulled out his M4 and let her rip with a 3-round burst, and the guy stopped and backed up faster than he was going forward. Let's just say it's hilarious. It's a hilarious story if he tells it, because I find it funny. He tells me all kinds of stories. But seriously, you kids may not think history is important, but it is. It is part of what makes this nation great. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching my vlogs and watching and thank you for the comments and the subscribes and the likes. Thank you for that. Thanks. Bye.